Alright, so as you can see on the screen, this is what we're gonna be making. We're gonna be making a Naruto banner. So yeah, let's just get into it. And it's actually not that hard to make. So what you want to do is go to File, New, and after you do this, you want to do 1546 by 423. Make sure your resolution is 300p. You feel me? So you want to hit create after you do this. And the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get this background color. And I'm gonna show y'all how to do that right away. So for the background color, it's a lot of ways you can do it. Now personally, the way I do is I go to Google and I'll do something simple like typing in Naruto colors like this right here. And what you'll do, you'll come up with this color map. And what you want to do is you want to click on this. I don't know if I be saying right click, but you want to left click on this to select this image. You want to right click and then you want to hit copy image, or you can just go to the color palette and get like all the hashtags and the numbers. I don't like doing all that though. What I do is just come in here, Control V. I'm stuttering, I'm tripping. And you want to hold Alt, get the color, and just place the color behind by creating a new layer. Make sure you hit J on your keyboard, go to the paint bucket tool, and just click on the background like so. So once you have your Naruto colors, and I might need to change this up because I don't really like the way it looks. But once you got your color, next thing you want to do is go look up your Naruto images. And to do that, I just type in Naruto PNG because I like to get my PNG images. And what we'll do is just find some images on here. And yeah, we'll get those and I'll be back with y'all. Hey, I'm tripping. I done got distracted. Alright, so yeah, like I said, get your images, right click, copy image. For example, you might have some that don't want to act right. You just come in here, hit Control V, then hit W on your keyboard to go to the magic wand tool, and then just click on this, hit Control X, and that'll easily take all the little extra stuff I know you don't want on your image. And for this right here, you can hit Control and the plus symbol to zoom in. If you have to take something like this out, go down here and click on the mask, hit B on your keyboard, and just make this smaller. And you simply just want to go around, make sure your color is black on the color picker, but just go around and take out what you don't want on the image with the brush like that. And that's just an example. Now the other images I'm gonna bring in, they're gonna automatically be PNG, so you won't have to worry about that. So I'm gonna get this one, right click, copy my image, hit Control V with it, and I just lied that quick. So I'm gonna hit W on my keyboard, click on it, hit Control X, bring it up some, boom, boom, and just do this. I'll be there with y'all when I'm done. And make sure you select high quality images. You feel me? That's how your banner gonna look good. You don't want no low quality images because your banner ain't gonna look good if they low quality. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're gonna look for another one real quick. Dude going crazy on this, no cap. Let me see. He trying to shank somebody. I'm gonna find another one. Find a good one. You feel me? So yeah, let me find that. Yeah. So I'm gonna select this. Just right click, save the image since it's already PNG. And you just want to go to File, Open, and let me know if y'all mess with my hat for real. Hit Control C, come on here, hit Control V, and as you see, this image right here kind of going the same way. So I'm gonna just right click that, right click, flip horizontal, and have it going this way. That's simple. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? So we're gonna have this. And now what I'm about to do is give y'all the settings I use on the banner, like for the vibrance, all that. I'll be back with y'all, let y'all know the settings so y'all can put that on also. Alright, so this time, to be honest, I'm not even gonna bring it in here and just show y'all exactly what I did with the settings. Instead, I'm gonna sit here and explain what I used and what pack I got it from. So with levels right here, what I did was just add some levels, and what this gonna do is mix your contrast. So to add this, you would just go down here and go to your levels. And as you can see, when you move it this way, makes it a little lighter. Move it this way, make it a little darker. Self-explanatory. Next thing we got right here is brightness and contrast, and this is actually from what I used on the banner. So what I did was just go down here, get brightness and contrast. When you click it, it'll pop up like that. And what I did with this is put my brightness on 6 and contrast on 35. Now for this right here, don't try to copy my exact settings because the settings will vary with the image. So yeah, just have something like that, something smooth. You feel me? This right here, I got this from the Genesis pack that will be in the description. This is by Zondo. A lot of my stuff I use this pack. You feel me? I really recommend this. So yeah, make sure y'all check it out if y'all want to. I got the grain on here again from his pack, but this will be free in the description. Got this little dark thing. We'll have this in the description. And I got this little like this little film grain right here. Yeah, had it in the description also. That's pretty much my CC. And once you have your CC, just lock that layer right there so you won't have no problems. Because you see I try to click, it bring me to CC. So make sure you lock that layer so you will have no issues. The next thing you want to end up doing is going to brightness and contrast, and you want to create a clipping mask and add brightness on all the images you have. Even if you don't have them in the correct spot yet, just make sure you get that brightness and contrast ready, because we're about to really start working on this. So just up your brightness, make sure the brightness is good on all the images, and I'll be back with y'all once I'm done with that. So yeah, now we got this, what we're gonna have to do is make the images fit in place, of course, you feel me? You don't want to make a banner for your, and can you guess this is gonna be in the middle? You feel me? Could you guess that? But yeah, like I was saying, you don't want to make a banner and your image is gonna be all over the place. So you want to put like your images in a good spot, you feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna lower this, and I always try to keep mine up from the waist. I was looking at somebody, they actually taught me that, and I've been doing that for a good little while. So I try to keep mine waist up when I do this type of banners like this. And what I do to center it, I go over here, bring this over. This is a ruler. I got this from Window, I think, or either View. Just make sure you add your rulers on here and your lock guide, so you can drag that to the middle like so. And make sure this is the middle also. And after that, I just bring this below, because this is gonna be below that. Make it smaller, and I'm gonna have it to where you can see the blade. So I'll probably have this a little bigger since it's taking up more room. Have it like that. And then for the last one, we'll have this. So this shouldn't be an issue. Just bring this below and have this one with the blade over here. And this one I'm using 3 images. I usually don't use 3 images on banners and stuff like that, but if you really want to get all of them centered, like for real, you'll hold control and pick all the layers. And I think they're already centered, to be honest. Yeah, wait, no, let me see. Hold control, pick all layers. Yeah, so they already centered, but sometimes they don't be centered. So just do that and make sure you have all your images centered. And once you do that, it should look pretty nice. So next thing I'm gonna do is end up adding an inner shadow. I'm gonna bring it over and just show y'all the settings for it. I'm not really gonna put it on and try to show y'all me doing that. I'm gonna try to make it a little quicker and easier to explain. So I'm gonna bring that over and be back with y'all. All right, so on each image I have an inner shadow, and if you know me, you feel me, I don't do banners without my inner shadow. I gotta have it on some. So for my inner shadow, you just come in here, click inner shadow, see the stroke right there. I really never forget that. We're gonna be using that. You always gotta have your stroke. But we gonna have the opacity on 39 for this, and the distance on 6, and the size on 5. Now I would tell you that this would vary for different images, but most of the time the inner shadow, you really can keep the same opacity. You just have to mess with the distance and the size, obviously. But I would probably, let me see, I'll probably keep mine by default, because I really like the way that looks. So we're gonna hit OK and just right click, copy layer style. And sadly, I'm not gonna be giving out the PSD for this. I gotta keep this one to myself. But when I do bring out my pay hip, y'all can go over there and purchase some PSDs that I don't give out for free. Ones like this one right here, you feel me? I'm out here promoting my pay hip that's gonna be coming out, so look out for that. But once you got all that on, next thing I'm gonna do is add some dots, and I'm probably gonna end up turning up the brightness on some of these images like this, especially the one in the middle. Turn it up a little bit more, so I have something like that. And let me go ahead and mess with this background color. You see how I was gonna change it up? You just want to hold Alt and pick the color, then go to the background and click with that color that you already picked. Feel what I'm saying? So now that you've done that, what you want to do is create a new layer above this. Hit B on your keyboard to go to the brush tool, and make sure your brush hardness is all the way on 0. We don't want none above 0, because let's say if I had it on 100, this is exactly what happened. And you watching me, so you'll know. I'm giving you a heads up. Many people don't do that, but this is what will happen. And when you try to put your little white brush, instead of having a brush, you'll have a big white circle that look like a block. So you just want to change the color to white, and then you want to put it in a spot that's right. You feel what I'm saying? So you want to tap right here, tap right here, tap right here beside the ear, tap right here beside the ear, tap right there, and then tap right here. You feel what I'm saying? So you just want to tap in your little spots and get the job done. Mission completed. Yeah, so go put that on screen, mess with the opacity, do what you want, do what you like. Next thing we're gonna do is go up here, and we're gonna have vibrance and saturation. See, when you click on vibrance, it's really supposed to be vibrance, but you get your saturation in that anyway, so it's like a two in one. No, one and two, yeah, 2 in 1. You feel what I'm saying? Huh? So up your vibrance and up your saturation, and yeah, the saturation is gonna show way more than the vibrance. Like, let me show you what I mean by that. See, if I bring the saturation up by 4, you can see that very quickly. But I can bring the vibrance up and you really not gonna see it that much. So just make sure you do that. Take your time with it. Put this below all this. You can lock these layers if you want. I'm gonna just lock that. And next thing you wanna do is hit Control S to save your work. Some of y'all might be using CS6, and if y'all using that, y'all really wanna save y'all work, cause it'll crash on you at any time. That's on. You feel me? So yeah, save your work. What they trying to? Nah, get out of my face. We gonna save this work. That's what we trying to do. We ain't worried about that. So hit OK once you done with this, and I will let y'all know the next step. All right. So the next thing I did was brought in this little backdrop. I think they call this right here like it's some type of stock image. I don't forgot the name. Grunge. You want to find you a grunge background for this right here. You gotta have that on here. I don't know why I have a drop shadow. You don't really need that. But once you find your grunge background, let me show you what the color is off rip. We got like a little grayish type color. Let me take this off, and you can see. Nah, as a matter of fact, yeah, it's a little gray grunge background. Type that in, you'll see something similar to that. But make sure you have it on overlay, and make sure it's always above your background. If it's not on overlay, it's just gonna not look. It's not gonna look good. So have it on overlay. Damn, bro, have it on overlay. I got my opacity on 41. I'm gonna keep that. I keep that for everything. So yeah. Keep that for everything. We're gonna keep that like that, and we're gonna move on to the next step. That's simple, man. Ain't hard to make these banners for real. Alright, so this thing we got coming up is the text. Now I know some people from my Photopia video asked me to do a tutorial. I'm pretty sure I shot you at the beginning of the video. My boy Ken, you asked me, and it was another person also. Now in that video I specifically talked about these fonts right here. So if you on Photopia, go watch that. I even use this banner as an example. But for this, even though this wasn't my name on here originally, I'm gonna put Dragon. I don't even watch anime, but who knows? You feel me? I might be a Naruto fan off rip. But yeah, you want to put your name, and the font we're gonna be using is gonna be Ancient, and I got it on medium. I don't know if it goes higher or lower than medium. Just make sure you have it on medium. Make sure you have your text on smooth. This is all I'm using. And remember when I told you about that stroke earlier, we're gonna be adding that on here. So what we want to do is create a group, and we're gonna put the text in the group. And if you're wondering how I even created the text, what we're gonna be doing is going to the horizontal type tool. Now before you use the text, you have to download the font. And if you download it and try to use it in Photoshop right after, it's not gonna work. You gotta close out the app, then reopen it after you download the font. Some people ask me about that. That's how you do it. So once you have the text, what you can end up doing is just up in the side to how you want it. Now, like I've been doing in this tutorial, I haven't been showing me creating like the strokes and stuff like that. I just been pasting the layer style, so you won't have to go through all that stroking. So as you can see, I just pasted it, and now I'm about to tell you how I made this and break it down for you. So obviously, you have your stroke, right? And for the color of the stroke, you can see I didn't go all the way black. Now, as you can see on the black color, it really, you feel me, it really pop out like that. So I went with a gray color. And what I did to make that look a little better, I added a drop shadow to it. Added some distance. I always like adding distance on my drop shadows. And my opacity 73, forward, distance on 9, spread on 3, size on 4. Now you should be able to use this on about any text you create when you're doing something like this. But you can always lower your distance when you messing with the drop shadows, really. Color overlay, I didn't use the color white. I think I selected the color off of their skin. It then went along with it and just brought it over a little bit more, so the color wasn't exactly white, but as you can see right here, it's near like the skin tone they got. So I selected something like that. So basically the only thing you need to add is a stroke. I put that on 6, add a nice color overlay, and add a drop shadow, and you set. Now the color overlay always matters on what the background is, so you really gotta know what's gonna look good when you're making it. But forget all that talking, you got what you need. We're gonna hit OK, and we're gonna move on to the next step. And make sure you hit Control S to save your work. And if you ever want to center your text in the middle, remember this one dude was telling me I always had my text too high. Too low. He one line. So if you feel like your text is too low, you can just hold shift, drag it up here. But for some reason I feel like it's too high when I do it on the anime banners. I don't know if I be tripping. So I'm gonna just bring it. I'm gonna keep it on by that side for right now. I might need to bring it up later, but I'm gonna keep it right there for right now. So the next thing we're gonna do is add content creator below. Shout out my boy Fredo Bang, you feel me? Hit Control J, bring this down, and we just gonna name this content creator. And now this little color packet we had earlier that's gonna come in handy. So I'm gonna go and get that, and we're gonna see what colors go with these colors, and this is gonna help us pick what we can choose. So these are the colors from Naruto, right? So we can make this smaller, and as you can see, when you make it smaller, the stroke actually gets bigger, but the size on the stroke isn't changing. It just does that when you make it smaller. So you can actually make the stroke size smaller and mess with the distance on the drop shadow, because that will change also. And after you do this, just make this to a size you like. I would probably choose something like that. And with this down here, I actually didn't keep the same color overlay. What I did was the color overlay, I changed the color, I'm pretty sure. So you can change the color to something that's like similar to what Naruto is wearing, or just something similar to, like, just something similar to Naruto. I can't even speak, but yeah, just pick something that goes with the color. And yeah, I'm gonna show y'all what I picked on the original one though, and bring that back and we can compare it to. Alright, so on the original one, since the color was a little different, I did something a little different. Now the drop shadow was down a little lower. On this time, I might keep it like that. I might. The color overlay still the same steps. Obviously, I lowered the stroke a little bit, because when you make it small, the stroke is gonna change up on you. But on this, I changed the color of the stroke, and I tried to go with the background, because the background is very different. So I'm gonna just choose that color to go with the background like I did on the first one. And now we got that, I'm gonna move on to the next step, and let's get it rolling. So now that I got this bottom one, what I can do is go up a little bit more with the text and hit Control S, and I think that is centered right there. Let me check that out. Yeah, so that's about centered. So we can hit Control S. The next thing we're gonna do is do the right part of the image, and that's where we're gonna put our socials at. And you will need a certain font for this, so check out the description for that. I'm gonna just open up these logos like so. I got YouTube, Twitter. Let me see my main socials. YouTube, Twitter. I don't use TikTok. Instagram, my main socials right there. So check me out. Follow me on them socials. But yeah, close it out. Hit Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, and that's basically saying copy and paste. C for copy, V for paste. So just bring this down. You can see the color changing with the CCs and all that. Make this a pretty decent size. I don't know what exactly I had, but just make this to like a pretty good size. I'll probably do something like that. You want to hold shift and just spread these out, and make sure you make them even when you spread them out. YouTube probably will look better in the middle too. I'll do that. So now, I'm tripping. YouTube a little better at the bottom. Yeah, a little better at the bottom. Alright, so now that we got that, we're gonna try to center these a little bit with the image over there, and hit Control S once you're done. Then you want to hold shift and click all the way to the bottom social, then hit group, and we're gonna name these socials. Think about the socials, I do have drop shadows. I'm gonna go get those, put them on here, and display them like I've been doing. Alright, so I just pasted the layer style for the socials. This pretty much like I had them on the last one. Now what we're gonna do is put we're gonna put the font, the text. So click with the horizontal type tool. Yeah, do that. So we gonna name this Enough Dragon 52. That's my name, buddy. Enough Dragon 52. I'm gonna go to this font up here. I do not know how to pronounce it. I'm not even gonna attempt on it. Well, what I am gonna do is go over here, select this italic. Now you're probably wondering, how do I get to that? What you want to do is go to Window and select Character. As you can see, when I click on it, take it away, but I brought it back that easy. So just click that. Sometimes I put a little slash beside it. Sometimes you can do that. Probably do that on this one, and then just lower it like so. Try to center it. This is a pretty decent size right here. You want to bring it over and hit Control J on them. Control J like so. Probably do a little bit more of these. And yeah, after I did that, hold shift Bring this down into the socials group. And now that you got this, you can see what you need to work on or what you don't need to work on. But after you got that, basically hit Control S to say work. We can go back to vibrance and up the saturation a little bit more this time. Now that we're getting further into it with the banner, we can do that. And now what I'm gonna do is go on Google and look for images of Naruto. We're not gonna look for PNG images now. We're just gonna look for images of Naruto. I'm probably not even saying it. I'm saying Naruto. I'm not even pronouncing the U. But yeah, we're gonna look at the images of my friend right here, Naruto, you feel me? And once it loads up, you wanna right click, copy image, go on here, and then hit Control V. And we will see. Make this lower. We lower the image, put it over here. I'm gonna create a mask, it be on my keyboard. And make sure the color is black. Make sure you own the mask. And we just going around. Make sure your brush is on, harden is on 0. And it should fade out like this. And can you guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna lower the opacity. And just have an image of Naruto sent over there. And hit Control S. And now we're gonna get another one. So let's find another image of Naruto. Yeah. Right click, copy the image. Bring it over to another corner or like something like that, and I'll probably put this one over here. Create a mask, boom, hit B, just go around town with it, bro, and lower the opacity, something like that. Then hit Control S to say your work. The opacity don't have to be the same, although it will look pretty good to be if they were the same. I probably would look pretty. Yeah, so hit Control S, make sure that they are the same. And I'm gonna get back with y'all if I find out it's something else I have to do, even though I know it is. But I'm gonna get back with y'all. Alright, so what we gotta do now to make the banner look a little bit better. I'm not saying it is good, that's up to y'all. We're gonna hit Control J, and we're gonna bring this down here. And we're gonna set this to overlay. Then we're gonna take the stroke off and the color overlay. Then we're gonna put the fill all the way down. No, we're gonna keep the fill up. We're gonna do this. See, the only thing about this effect, you gotta have the right colors. If you don't have the right color, this will not look right at all. I'm gonna keep it a buck. So let's get the right colors and let's bring in the right stuff. So just make this the size you want to. I will probably do mine like this. And now that we got this, we're gonna, well, I probably don't have to change nothing. Only thing I probably gotta do is lower this opacity. And yep, that is true. Lower your opacity to 59. The opacity will be the same for probably every one you do with this right here. If you wanna create this with different characters, just you can keep the same opacity. What I'm probably end up doing is holding shift, get both of these, or just put them in a group, however you group them. Create a clipping mask and lower the saturation so they can blend in better with the background, and you can see the difference with and without it. So yeah, lower that saturation so it can blend in better. Hit Control S once you're done with this. Next thing I'm gonna do is add something over here, and I'll let y'all see that in a second. All right, so this right here, I got this from the Genesis pack. I'm telling you, bro, pack right here, right, man. I'm telling you, the pack of the Genesis pack is where it's at if you wanna, you feel me, put in that work. But this right here is a like a little gray spot, right? And let me make this a little more gray. And what we'll do is add saturation to it. And this is my little famous gray spot I add on my stuff. So yeah, you add this to it and it's gonna get you right. And you're pretty much almost done with your work. Hit Control S and you're almost done with your little banner. I'm probably put my gray spot right there, hit Control S, and I'm gonna see if I have anything else to add. If I do not, we will almost be done with this banner. All right, so I noticed we don't have anything else to add. I don't have anything else to add. But one thing I do want to do is lower these, like basically lower the socials. Yeah, so hold up, let me see. So I'll just lower this 1, 2, 3 like this. And now that we got that, we're pretty much done with it. So now we will export and do our thing. So to export, just hold shift Go all the way to the bottom layer, group everything, hit Control J, then hit Control E, then hit M on your keyboard, then drag this across and hit Control J once again. Let me do that once again. Boom, boom, Control J. Right click, copy, convert to smart object, and go to filter. Then we're gonna go to camera filter, right? Camera filter. Camera filter where everything go down. Yeah, it is. So we're gonna go to that. I don't know. I kind of mess with this hat though. No cap, I kind of mess with it. I gotta get me some fitted cap though, cause this mug right here ain't hitting on nothing. I got it from H&M. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I got it from H&M. But I got my presets. These right here say today. They help me pick out what color I want anyway, so I can finish up the banner. Now this one I used to like, but saturation a little too dry for me. Number 23 is cool, but I really like 24. I'm gonna go look at 7, like 57. That's the one I'm messing with. Yeah, I'm gonna probably go with 57 more def. It really bring out the image for me. So 57, whatever you on, and if you, oh, I'm tripping, I'm showing the preset. 57, whatever you on. If you want to purchase these, let me know in the comment section. Look in the link in the description. I will send the link to purchase them. Next thing we're gonna do is go to Magic Bullet Looks. Gotta have this so you can have the Chromatic Aberration. I put mine on about 160, 140, 150. I always like to have a little Chromatic Aberration on these right here. And I might have did a little too much saturation when I like before I got it up here, because I still give a lot of it. So we're gonna go Topaz to just 5, then we're gonna click on mild details, then hit apply, and it's really gonna bring out the image. So after you did that, I'll probably go up here, go to vibrance saturation, lower the saturation just a little bit, not too much, probably about 4. Yeah, about 4. And you can see the color look a little better now. Let's go back to this one. This one, saturation a little similar. I'll probably lower it by 3, by 2. You can see the similarities. I think that one a little more saturized. That's probably not even a word. I think it's saturated. Yeah, the word is saturated. I done made up my own word. I'm tripping. But that's pretty much how you do it. Last thing I'm gonna do, Control J, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, lighter color, put this on about 8, and go to file, export as. And I gotta show y'all the last few steps. I can't even leave y'all hanging like that. Some of y'all will be asking me how you put it on your YouTube sides. So I'm gonna just name that, and we're not done yet. We almost done. Hear me out. We almost done with it now. We want to go to downloads. And I'm taking a nap after this. I just upload this on Monday. Feel me? Fresh upload to start off the week. Y'all gonna apologize for me. Feel me? But yeah, get this. Hit Control C. Come over here, Control V. I don't know where my transform controls went to. They just took them away, I guess. But we gonna deal with it. Hold Shift. Hit Control G. Hold Shift to drag this over. Control E. Boom. Control U. After that, turn the lightness down. Then hit G. Create a new one. Color picker. Black. Boom. Just like that. We did it that easy, you know. So yeah, they're easy to make it. And like I said, they took my transform controls away. So I don't know what just happened. But it's all good. So what you want to do, you got this. Hit file, export as. And hit export once again. Boom, Naruto. Ain't that big. And this probably gonna be the thumbnail. Probably not though. I'm gonna probably have to clickbait y'all, no cap.